Hogan, Coby Sullivan and Mark Jamieson, Mayor of Sunshine Coast. How you going, Mark?
Great to be here, Chris and Coby. Great to see you here in Coolum, and I'm going fantastic. I mean, the Sunshine Coast is an outstanding ecosystem for innovation, for advances in technology, and Council's really been at the forefront of working with the community here and others who want to come here in terms of how we build that. And I guess a couple of the things we're really focused around. About 6 months ago, we opened our own solar farm. It's a solar farm of 53 hectares. There's about 58,000 panels. We're generating 15 megawatts of energy. It's the first solar farm in Queensland to be grid connected, and it really has got our community excited. So, what better brand?
How many homes can that sort of power?
Look, it can power in excess of 5,000 homes. However, what we're doing because of the grid connection is we're pumping the energy straight into the grid. And that provides an offset for all of our energy use in terms of council buildings, parks, gardens, sporting fields, street lighting, aquatic centres, libraries, art galleries and so on. And the fact is we actually pump more energy into the grid than we need, so the difference is around $22 million over the life of the project that ends up in our hands to be invested in other projects.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Mark, that's one example of an innovative project happening on the coast. Can you tell us more about the submarine cable?
Absolutely. Australia, in terms of international connectivity, Australia is in some ways limited. I mean, on the east coast of Australia there is only one location where 99% of our voice and data goes overseas, and that's through Sydney. And there's 4 international cables linking Sydney to the rest of the world. We have an objective here on the Sunshine Coast to link Queensland to the rest of the world by having initially a protection zone declared, a submarine protection zone declared here on the Sunshine Coast, and eventually having the private sector lay a cable that logically would connect us with Asia and with North America. And why we're such a good location is we've got perfect marine topography, we're very central in terms of SEQ, there are no reefs or major shipwrecks or the like. We do need to manage our way through some fish breeding grounds, which is very important, but that can be achieved. And we will provide an enormous capacity for this area and for this state, and we're 1,000 kilometres closer to North America and Asia. So in terms of the milliseconds of advantage that come from industries, particularly in the fintech sector, the Sunshine Coast and our new Greenfield City Centre will be seen as an ideal place to be.
So what was your name?
And as you know, I'm part of the innovation program as part of Sunshine Coast Regional Innovation Pipeline team.
Yes.
And I've noticed a lot of people have a different definition when it comes to innovation.
Yes.
I'd be really curious to get your thoughts on how to define innovation and what you consider to be an innovative project.
It's a very good question, because I think a lot of people do get confused about just what innovation is. And clearly innovation is essentially new ways of doing things. And sometimes that's underpinned by radical changes in technology, and we've only got to see how much disruption has gone on in various industries to understand that. But it's also about finding new ways to solve old problems. And I think that's how I think about technology and innovation myself. And yesterday I opened the refurbishments on a new facility, an upgraded facility at the Mooloolaba Harbour for a major Sunshine Coast fishing company. Now they've Walker Seafoods, and they've grown from 3 employees 12 or 13 years ago to 60 employees today, and about to move to 65. And they are one of the most accredited fishers in the world for wild caught tuna and wild caught swordfish, which is highly prized in export markets, and people pay a very high price for it in Japan, the USA and in Switzerland. Currently that's all exported out through the Brisbane airport, but into the future, with the newly developed Sunshine Coast International Airport, it'll be able to be exported directly out of Sunshine Coast. So there's a really innovative business utilising a range of new technologies and having the accreditation to be able to fish into many areas on the east coast of Australia with exclusivity.
I think that's an excellent point, because we've talked about innovation maybe meaning major disruption or digital disruption, which is what a lot of people think, and sometimes it means incremental changes over time within an established business. So
And sometimes I refer to it as moving with the market expectations. So if businesses don't move with market expectations, that is, people's wants and needs about how they deal with companies. Like, for example, I want to deal with a company through mobile, for example, versus my desktop. That's just one example. Then they tend to just become a dinosaur and phase out.
Well, ultimately, it's all about satisfying consumer demand, and councils need to think about that as well. I mean, people probably think as councils are operating in fairly non-competitive space, but the reality is we've got to continue to satisfy our constituents. And there's a whole heap of ways that we can do that. One really good example we're working on, and we're working on this through the Local Government Association of Queensland, of which I'm the president, and we represent the 77 councils that make up all the local governments in Queensland. The biggest of those are obviously in the southeast corner and up along the coastline, but there are some local government areas in Queensland that are in some of the most remote parts of the world. However, the project is about street lighting. And currently, almost none of our street lighting is with LED. So we're looking at a project to take charge of those street lights, which currently sit with the state government or the electricity corporations, and convert them all to LED, which would save us around about 50% of our costs, but also then utilise what are essentially dumb poles as smart poles with various sensors and other applications on them that provide information and utility to our constituents.
What about smart sensors where they only turn on when there's actually traffic or anything like that?
Yeah, no, look, exactly, and lighting in car parks is a good example. Lighting along footpaths if there's nobody there, but they can be triggered by motion to come on. Look, there's a whole range of things we can do. Here we are standing in a park. We could have sensors nearby that determine whether this park needs the irrigation turned on or not. It might have poured rain last night. Typically, if we've got things on every Monday morning, think about public waste bins. Typically, they get picked up either every day or once every 3 days or once a week. With the right sort of sensor inside that determines how full the bin is, it can let us know this one needs picking up soon because it's going to be full. Particularly, and again, another really strong innovation for the Sunshine Coast is our underground automated waste collection system that we're installing in the new city of Maroochydore. We're building a greenfield city from the ground up, and most importantly, we're starting with what's under the ground. So all of the utilities, all of the technologies, all of the services we can think of that can go in underground, because once the city's built, retrofitting is very expensive. So in an Australian first, we're installing an automated underground waste collection system, which is a series of pipes running under the ground, connected to the bins that rise up above the ground, where people put their recycling waste or their general waste in, and it is sucked through with pneumatic pressure to a holding terminal where it's compacted and goes on the back of trucks and taken away. What are the benefits? Well, you've never got to remember when it's bin night. Number two is no trucks banging bins at 4 in the morning. And most importantly, you'll never see a bin in our city centre overflow, because this has the capacity just to keep taking waste as it comes through. So a real innovation, first in Australia, quite common in Scandinavia, also in Southeast Asia. So there's an old problem, new solution, very new solution, and that will attract a lot of attention for us around the foundations of our new city.
Excellent. Well, as you know, there's lots of innovative activities rolling out across the coast this week as part of Startup Week, and today we're actually here at a Women in Business event at Coolum, so I feel like we better share the voice and actually introduce some women.
I couldn't agree more. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much.
It's great to see Beach City here at Coolum and on the Sunshine Coast again, promoting all of the great innovation and ideas that are coming out of this area. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much, Mark.
My pleasure.
Cheers.
Thank you.